choice to start flipping houses can be a big decision for some people. There's all these things that you need to get started, and you have to have them ready ahead of time to avoid getting stuck. Done incorrectly, and you end up losing money and time that you won't be able to get back for quite a while. So how about that we avoid all of that and put together a checklist of everything that you need? First and foremost, you have to make sure that you're ready to start flipping properties. In order to do that, you're going to need to do some market research so you know whether or not right now is a good time to buy a house. Even if you have all the best supplies and were able to hire the best team and get the best renovations, you probably won't beat the market. And if you buy when the market is high, it almost guarantees that you're going to struggle to sell for a profit. If you follow me down below, you'll be notified when I make another video talking about whether or not now is a good time to flip houses. Just like the stock market, real estate has cycles. There are times when you should sit and times you should buy aggressively. After you do your market research, you need to have an appropriate budget that will cover the cost of renovations for your new property. So the amount will vary depending on the investor. If it's a good time to buy a house and you have the finances to do so, you can move on to the next step, which is finding a realtor with flipping experience. The reason that you want a realtor with flipping experience in your area is mostly because they'll know when to look for a good deal. Usually they will have to look off market and be the first to know when something good pops up. So if they aren't experienced in your area, then they're going to struggle to catch good deals for you. You may have heard of pocket listings, which are deals that will never be seen on the market. Naturally, these won't be seen by anyone except flippers who have an established relationship with an investor-friendly realtor. The last thing that you need before you start investing is a renovation team. This one might take more time to find, and you may even have to get started first. But if you have people in the trades that you know are capable of doing the necessary renovations, then it's important to have their contact information written down somewhere. Also, make sure you're prioritizing speed and quality over price. Cheap things are cheap for a reason. Now that your team is set up and you're ready to start investing, you have to find a home to purchase. Make sure that you're following the 70% rule, and don't be afraid to do the boring work of looking everywhere. There's a few good places to look for homes that are a good deal, and one of those is REO, or real estate owned. These are houses that were foreclosed upon and returned to the lenders, and therefore they're usually cheap and in need of renovations. These are the perfect prerequisites for properties to be flipped. You can also get in touch with wholesalers if you're looking to flip a home quickly. It's usually not as cost effective, but since the home is already prepared for you to work on, the process goes a lot faster and smoother. Or of course, you can always look on the MLS for properties that are for sale in a geographic area. Just keep in mind that most people check there, so there is lots of competition. Once you've purchased a home, it's time to make its value go up with renovations. Now, an important factor here is to make sure that you don't over renovate. There is a point with every property where throwing more money at it doesn't increase its value enough to be worth it. Because of this, you want to make sure you're focusing on renovations that yield the highest return on investment. I won't get too into detail here because that's for another video, but common examples include minor kitchen and bathroom remodels, landscaping, deck and patio additions, and HVAC installation. Like I said before, the speed and quality of your renovation team is more important than the price. I'm not saying to spend a fortune to get a doorknob replaced, but don't be afraid to choose the more expensive option if it will get you a higher return on investment. Now it's time to sell it. At this point, selling is just like selling any other property. You want to price it competitively, stage it nicely, improve the curb appeal, and all the other things you would do to sell a house. If possible and necessary, you might want to hold onto the home and sell it later than expected for a higher price. Not every sale will be like this, but there are cases where it makes sense to not sell yet. And of course, when it is time to sell, make sure that you're marketing the property correctly. Now, to make things simple for you, I've included a link to a PDF are the checklists we just went over for you to use completely free of charge. The goal of this channel is to help you in any way I can. So even if that means I only save you a few minutes of time, then it's worth it to me. But to put this entire video into one idea, you need a team to do this efficiently and effectively. You need a realtor, a wholesaler, a title escrow officer, a contractor, and a stager on your team. If you have all that, you're golden. If you can share this video with somebody else who is looking to get into flipping real estate, then I would greatly appreciate it. It will help the channel grow, and I'll be able to continue sharing this knowledge and experience.